This episode of the Great Lakes Outdoors podcast is brought to you by
Migrate Ammunition, GK Calls, Gibraltar Boatyard, Point Malay Waterfowl Festival, Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association, Turtle Box. We'd like to give a special thanks to Brian Ellithorpe. Give him a follow on all social media.
We appreciate all the support. Now let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoor podcast here. Chris and I are sitting here. Chris, what's going on?
Going on a whole lot. It's another Monday.
Another rainy Monday, another rainy day in the summer, which is good for this upcoming waterfowl season for some of the fields that we got. But we got a very special guest today. We've got Cameron from Fowler Hide. Man, what's going on?
Man, what's going on, guys? Glad y'all are getting some rain. It looks like y'all are pushing it all the way down here because it won't stop raining here in Texas.
Say, usually as dry as can be out there, ain't it?
Oh, right now we're usually dry as a bone, but I mean it's been raining the last month or two, and this whole next week we're supposed to get rain. So I'm not complaining about it because ponds are filling up. So I know there's gonna be a lot of ducks, but we're not used to this.
You're from Texas, you said, right? I mean, how hot is it right now?
Today it's probably like 95. We got a good humidity. We're not used to humidity. We got a dry heat up here usually, but it's not raining. It's usually like 100, 105.
How long are we talking here with the 100 degrees?
Probably like to the end of July, going into August. It's gonna be hot for a while.
Thanks.
It's gonna be hot for a while.
I'll take
It's
the
pretty hot
up here. I was gonna say I'll take this heat for about 2 weeks tops, and then I'm sick of it.
Yeah. No, we don't have 4 seasons here. It goes from cold to hot really quick. So it's gonna be really cold, and then the next day it'll be 100-something degrees.
Now, are you one of them guys that likes the hot?
No, I actually hate the heat. I would prefer being in the cold, honestly, because out here, like as soon as you step outside, you're gonna start dripping sweat. Everything's gonna be wet. Like I'm not a fan of that. You go outside to go fill feeders or do anything, fish, and you're just drenched, and it's not really fun. But the cold you can bundle up.
Yes, thank you.
Take so much clothes off.
That's one of those things where, like, when you ask people that question, it's like, oh yeah, I like the heat. And it's like, all right, step outside of the AC and then tell me that. Like, at least the cold, I can layer up and I'll be all right, you know.
Exactly. Our shop AC is running nonstop right now. It's probably going to be pushed to the limits this year, but we will not turn it off.
Yeah, I can only imagine. You're lucky you got AC. Finally, we got a fan in here. That's blowing some air because we got some big bay windows in the front. It's just it's summertime. You're sweating your tail off here. But Fowler Hide, man, tell us about yourself first. Tell us about beginning to end, I guess, on where you're at now.
So I graduated college in 2017. I went to East Texas Baptist, which is down like by Louisiana in like the swamps. And I moved up to Plainview, Texas. I was coaching and teaching for 2 years. Moving from the swamps, trees, water, lakes, rivers to like the desert was a complete switch up for me. And when I was teaching and coaching, I had one of my students actually, he taught me how to tool belts. So that's kind of right when I got into leather work, and I was just like tooling belts or wallets or just one-off products for buddies or family. And then my dad and my mom moved up to Lubbock where my brother and his wife were. So I moved to Lubbock and we were all kind of in one place. COVID came in 2020, and I was like, well, I'm going to just start up this leather process again, get it going, but I want to tailor it towards waterfowl. So I started making myself, my buddies, my brother, call lanyards. And I got one to my buddy Eric, who at the time was at Yeti, and he kind of spread the word about the lanyards and what I was making throughout the industry. And I'll tell you what, like from that day, it blew up. He got me in touch with the right people where products got in the right hands. So that was a huge blessing to be able for him to do that for us. And then from there, COVID obviously put everybody at home. So I had a lot of time to work on leather. After COVID 2021, I was like, well, I'm selling enough to go full time, so I might as well try it and at least say I did. And when I went full time, it kind of took off. And since then, last year, my brother went full time with me. And we've got about 10 employees now in the shop here in Lubbock. From a 2021 to 2025, it's definitely gone from garage startup to kind of a bigger shop, I guess you could say. So it's been a fun journey and a fun learning experience, and to be able to hunt with all of our friends throughout the week, and my brother being in business with me, it's been fun. It's been a cool journey for sure.
It's got to be one of the craziest things, like come to realization for yourself, starting your own company out of nothing, just, it's just a little hobby, right? And then all of a sudden you're supporting 10 employees, you get your brother along with you. That's got to be one of the, I don't know, it's just a surreal feeling, I guess.
Dude, I'll tell you what, it's definitely surreal. When we moved into the shop, it was like a 2,000 square foot shop, and we moved in. I was like, man, we got all the space in the world. We will never need a bigger shop. And real quick, it filled up with tables, and I was like, all right, we need to get 2 more employees, so we need to build another table. And now we're like, all right, we're going to trade shows. We need more employees. So now, or about 4 months ago, I was like, dude, we're going to need a bigger shop. Like, we cannot fit anything else in this shop. And granted, we got crap everywhere, from fun, cool stuff to random antiques that we hang on the walls. So we filled it up with stuff. And so we tore down a wall behind us and took over the shop behind us and kind of pushed or expanded backwards. And the other day we were all in here just drinking, hanging out, and like looking back, I was like, man, this is cool. Like to go to the garage to this, and like we're not where we want to be, but it's cool to see like the journey. Like every employee's been on with us, and my family, like from the start in the garage, we'd had my mom, my dad, my brother, his wife, all working in on it. My neighbors would even come over and help out. So to see that, to get to this point, it's pretty cool. And granted, we're not big by any means, but it's cool to see where we're at.
That's being very humble of yourself right there, I'll tell you that. Because, I mean, you guys are all over the place. I remember a few years back, before I actually bought one of the lanyards, it was like, those are like the sickest lanyards I've ever seen in my life right there. And I want to say my dad actually got me one for Christmas. And, I mean, since the beginning, I thought they were the cleanest, slickest looking lanyards out there. Because, I mean, how many lanyards are out there that are just the paracord stuff? It's just the same. Yes, it's over and over and over again. And there's, besides your work alone, just the lanyard and basically the cleanness of it all. It's just so sharp, man. I've had mine for, I think, about 3 years now. I got it hanging up over here. 3 or 4 years now.
You got some bands on it?
I got a couple. I got a few on here.
Yeah, more than what we got going on down here. We don't get bands down here. We do, but it's few. Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I tell you what, that's one thing when I first started making lanyards. And I ran a paracord lanyard my whole life. You know, everybody has it.
Right.
And I have it hanging in my wall because I'll never get rid of it. You know, it's my first lanyard. It's just something like sentimental about it. But I was like, I want to see what we can make out of a leather lanyard. And a lot of people made. I have one somewhere like braided lanyards.
Yeah,
they were cool, but they took a lot of time. There was really no room for expansion with that. Like, I'd have to find people who knew how to braid lanyards, which seemed to be impossible. So there's really no room for growth there, unless I went like overseas. But I wanted to keep everything in the States. So that's when we came up with a design now where anybody can come in and stitch our lanyard. So the 10 employees we have, they go to Texas Tech and some Lubbock Cooper, which is a high school here. They all stitch. They come in and stitch. Each lanyard takes roughly about an hour to stitch. So there's a lot of time put into each lanyard, which a lot of people don't understand that what goes into the lanyard itself. So when people are like, man, 165, that's a lot for a lanyard. And granted, that's a lot for a lanyard. When I first got into waterfowl hunting, I don't think I'd spend 165 on a lanyard. But now for me, I'm looking at it as, okay, well, this is something I can pass down to my son or my daughter, or, you know, this is like a generational piece that's going to wear in. It's not going to break. It's not going to crack. You know, this is a piece that you can pass down, and it's just cool to see the amount of time that's put into each product that we're pushing out to people.
It's almost like one of the antique kind of things, like you were talking about in your shop. We try to do the same thing, like in our podcast studio here. It's just like the old school kind of vibe of it all, and that's what it's kind of I get from the lanyard. That might be one of the biggest things that I like about it, besides like the craftsmanship of it, but just like that old school like feel to it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Old school, but it's not like crazy, like nasty. Like it's clean. Like it looks good.
Mm-hmm. And the cool thing is people pick it up, and I don't know where all of our lanyards are. They took them off. They're packing up for the trade shows already, so they're already in totes. But they come stiff, you know, just like a pair of boots or
baseball glove,
made, you know, whatever it is. But the more you work it in, the looser it gets. So the one I've been running for 6 years now is like a rope, and I ball it up and put it in my bag, and
not there,
yeah, mine gets balled up and I shove it in a bag, and
that's nuts.
That's the cool thing about it. It's like, all right, you get it, it's a stiff product, but I try to tell people that all the time. Like, it's just like a baseball glove. If you play baseball or if you wear cowboy boots, whatever it is, it's gonna break in, and give it time. You're gonna have to clean it and condition it and keep up with it, but it'll last you forever.
Now backtracking a little bit, when did you actually get into waterfowl? Have you grown up doing it?
So we grew up north of Dallas, Texas. So we didn't have an insane amount of waterfowl here. I had buddies that we'd go to their ranch and we'd shoot, and we weren't hardcore waterfowlers to growing up, but we'd go out and we all had guns. We'd go jump ponds or whatever it may be. Now when I went to East Texas, that's when I kind of got into it. There's a lake down there called Caddo Lake, and it's just like hunting like some flooded timber in Arkansas. There's ducks everywhere. So we got into it there. And then once we moved up to once I moved up to Plainview, my brother was already here. That's when we really got into it. I mean, the amount of geese and sandhill crane, like you couldn't pass it up. The amount you saw every morning, you're like, all right, I gotta go get into this. So that's when we really got into it. But I mean, we always grew up jumping ponds or trying to make a blind and make it happen. But I mean, growing up, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't really have anybody in our lives that taught us, so it's kind of all teach as you go. And then once we got to college, I had some buddies that were like, all right, we're going to show you the way how to really do this.
It's one of the best feelings, and I'm sure it's the same way with like the leather making, like the trial and error kind of thing.
Yeah.
You go out there. I remember like my dad and I's first hunt. We were sitting next to a tree. This old Polish guy was behind us. Barely spoke English, got permission on it while I was cutting grass back in the summer. And we're sitting underneath the tree with a burlap sack, and we're talking to seeing that we're like going to kill them and they're going to be laying right in front of us. But compared to what we are now, it's just the growth of it all. And to see everything kind of click together, it's just, I don't know, something special about it.
Mm-hmm. I have so anytime we go out, like I'll try to I try to just take pictures. I don't know why. I just have a lot of pictures on my phone. And the first time me and my brother hunted, when we first moved to Plainview and he was up here, we were goose hunting and we were on some water. And dude, looking at the picture now, our setup was awful. I'm pretty sure we were facing against the wind. Like everything that could have gone wrong, we were doing wrong. And looking back, I'm like, dude, what in the world? And that was the best. That was the best birds we had ever seen in West Texas. Were the first times we started hunting up here. I'm like, man, if we knew what we were doing, if we knew what we knew now back then, we would have been hammering birds. But I mean, you got to start somewhere, and that was the first time really hunting geese. So we know what we're doing now, and we get after them.
That's what's kind of funny though too. Sometimes it's like you think we know what we're doing, but then you see the guys that you not to sound bad, but you can kind of tell like the guys that are out there for the first time, whatever it may be. Good for them for doing it, but like you see the spreads and it's like, what are those guys like even thinking out there? And they're the ones that are killing half the time. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? I thought I had it all figured out. And yeah, get humbled real quick out there.
Mm-hmm, exactly. But I mean, it's funny to be like where we're at now in the hunting world. Like if we go hunt public, we have a couple public spots here. If we see someone that's like struggling, we're like, all right, that's not going to work for them, and then they're going to screw up everything. We'll go down there and try to help them out because I'm always like, I have been in your shoes, and I have been in places where I had no idea what I was doing, and I knew people were judging me. So I'm like, we're going to go down there, help them out because now they're going to be able to shoot birds and hopefully balance them around, and we can all shoot birds.
That's the best way of doing it. I mean, at the end of the day, we talk about it a lot too. The waterfowl community is just such a cutthroat thing, and everybody wants to just be them, and it's a secret spot, and they're doing this, they're doing that, and it's you got to be wrong. It just gets tough when you try to like lend a hand out, not to be a dick towards anything, but it's just you're trying to help, and they think it's the wrong way, or it's just I don't know. It kind of sucks for me that things have been going, I guess.
Yeah, and that dude, you ain't lying. It is a cutthroat industry out here hunting. I mean, getting out if you're on someone's hole or whatever it is, it's like, gosh almighty, guys. It is. I mean, it's serious, but come on now, it's not that serious.
It's not enough ducks for everyone.
Yeah.
People don't think that way, though. Oh, yeah. That and turkey season, man. I bet turkey hunting is down there even as big, right?
It's big down here, yeah.
I mean, the turkey season, I don't know, the last 2 or 3 that we've been through, I've been realizing how much more it's been like just like duck hunting, like cutthroatness of it all.
Yeah, especially on private.
I feel like it hasn't been that way. I don't know what's making. I don't know if it's social media or what, but man, it's just getting crazier and crazier.
I mean, I think it is honestly social media, which social media is a double-edged sword at the end of the day. Like for instance, like hunting public, right? They're going out there hunting all the state land, which is awesome. Yeah, it's one thing that I'd love to try to do, just go out there and just roam, I guess, and try to find a hot bird and just go after them. Here we're kind of limited of where we can move on private pieces, but now you're starting to see more and more people get into out of state hunting and jumping on those state lands where I think they even said on one of their shows that they're seeing 10 times the amount of cars on the side of the road, which is good to see. Don't get me wrong. It makes it
You're gonna have
tougher
to
at that.
you better get your steps in because you're getting way back there where people aren't.
Yeah. Yes. But is that more gratifying too at the end of the day when you are successful?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
In Texas, though, I know there's a lot of outfitters there. I mean, how hard is it to get just private pieces locked down, like field flats?
Man, unless you got an insane amount of money, you're probably not locking down anything. Everything around here is leased up. Lubbock right now, Lubbock County itself, I want to say has 4 registered outfitters. That's anywhere from like your real deal. We got about 6 like big time outfitters. Like if you're coming to Lubbock, you're gonna hunt with these guys, and then the rest are just kind of college kids that have 10 decoys that register and they go lease out a piece of property or whatever it is. But it's leased up. My buddy or a kid that used to work for us, Nathan, he actually works in our back shop. He has a jewelry business. He guides for Red Eye Outfitter here in town, and he was showing me his Onyx maps the other day, and the amount of property they had from Lubbock to Littlefield was insane. So I can't imagine I don't think there's any probably vacant land right now that you could go lease up.
Oh, it's good, obviously, right? For those guys that are making a career out of it, for the big guys anyway. I don't know. I almost feel like that's kind of a bad thing because how do people get involved with the sport when everything's just locked up like that?
Especially younger kids, like they don't have no money,
Right.
or how are they supposed to get out there and hunt?
Yeah.
And I get at the end of the day, like it's a business. Like this is your living. So I totally get it. But it is tough because I know that a couple of the outfitters here that have all this property probably hunt 40-50% of it, and the rest of it they just leave it so nobody else can get it. Which again, like it's the name of the game. It's it's your business, and there is public land here to go hunt, which we do go quite a bit. Or we got some friends and families we'll go jump on their property, but. It's definitely tough to get on land here. It is.
Thankful that we haven't reached that point, I guess, yet. In some areas we have, some areas we have not, to where we got to spend money on every single hunt.
I just hope it doesn't come down to that. Now that people are seeing where we're at, it's hard.
It does get tough. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I can't, for buddy hunts like we do, I can't justify buying a bunch of decent out a bunch of ground. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, that's why we put so much time into talking to these farmers, even outside of the season, and giving them Christmas gifts and whatever it may be. Yeah.
And farmers aren't stupid. They know that there's outfitters out there that's willing to pay them as much money as they probably want. So, I mean, back in the day, I talked to buddies, and they're like, yeah, back in the day when we hunted out here, you could go knock on a door and hunt it that morning, and you could do that for the whole hunting season at any field. And now, I mean, everything's leased up. So farmers know they can make some money now, so they're going to keep on doing that, and it's going to keep birds off their field from eating their harvest. So, I mean, they're making some extra cash too.
That's what I don't know about down there, but for up here, anyways, like farming alone is just like a kind of a dying breed.
It's really bad down or up here.
So I mean, for them to make some money, I mean, they'd rather go that route, obviously, because the grandkids don't want to get involved with the hunting, so they're either solar panels or they're developing something on that ground, or they're just getting money out of it some way somehow. So if somebody's going to lease some big money out for it, they probably would jump all over it.
Yeah.
But
I guess
what's that?
What's your big crop? What are they planting?
Corn and beans.
Yeah, corn and beans, I'd say. I mean, we got winter wheat, and then we got like the sugar beet fields up north and stuff. But
alfalfa, but corn and beans are probably number one.
That'd be the biggest. But you guys got peanuts down there and stuff?
There's peanuts in a town of Brownfield, kind of southwest of us has peanuts, but it's mainly cotton. It's cotton. They'll do some corn, some wheat, but and alfalfa and stuff. But I mean, it's mainly cotton is our main crop.
I remember like listening when I just got into waterfowl hunting, like listening to like the Big Honker guys and Jeff and Andy talking about how there's like hunting the peanut fields and stuff. It's like that's insane. I don't know. It's just crazy because we're not used to it up here. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to even think about like that should be at a baseball game, not in your waterfowl field. It's just,
dude, if you got a peanut field to hunt here, you are gonna smack birds. Crane,
really.
oh, dude, crane love peanut fields. You will absolutely murder them. Like where Jeff and them have their property, they're loaded up in peanut fields. They have a bunch of peanut fields around them, and they're loaded in geese and crane. It's crazy. Ducks too. They got pretty much everything where they're at.
I just talked to him the other day. I got to get back. Hold on, him. Keep on saying that, but busyness. But oh man, it's just not. What is it? And you might not know, but like what is in it for the birds? I guess in a peanut field. I mean,
I think it's just a good source of protein, and the peanuts. Man, I could be lying to you. I don't know if they're above ground or underground. I don't even know.
I think they're above. I think they're above.
So it's easy. It's easy pickings, and it's just a really good source of protein and food. And there's bountifuls in these fields. There's so many in the fields. But
it's coming from up here with four. I don't know. I can't get over. I still can't get over that.
But even cotton fields, once they're cut, there'll be seeds in the field. So crane will come eat the cotton seeds. You can eat a cotton field if you want, but it's tough for them because now your cotton stems are 1.5 feet, almost a foot. So it's hard for them to land in the field. So it kind of depends.
You guys got a lot of crane damage down there from like in the crop fields.
Yeah, they'll tear a field apart. They'll tear if you have a big feed, they'll tear a field apart in maybe a couple days. So farmers are calling people, outfitters mainly, like, hey, I got 5,000 bird feed. Like, I need y'all to come get these birds off. The videos and pictures of the crane that are here it's insane how many come down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's got to be insane just to see all the cranes in this spot.
Oh, it's gotta be just annoying at some point because of all the noise.
No, they're loud. If we have a public land spot next to their roost, and in the mornings once they all wake up, it sounds like you're next to a highway. How loud they are! It is mind-boggling how loud those birds are together.
What's the craziest part here in Michigan is, one, we don't have a crane season like we were just talking about before the podcast started, and two, you can get a crop damage permit for the cranes, but if you have that crop damage permit to kill them, you cannot pick them up after the fact. You have to let them lay.
You have to let them lie. So you can kill them, but you got to let them lie. That's mind-blowing. That's
so
crazy.
It's just like
I feel like that's like the gray area that I don't like.
No.
Go kill these animals to save my crops, but I can't go harvest this. I might as well eat it. I've already killed it.
Yeah. Right. Like you're going to give me a ticket for a deer that I could not find out in the field for waste.
Waste and wanton waste.
Yeah, but then I can go out there and kill the ribeye in the sky and let it lay. It's just insane. Michigan's just, I don't know. It's tough. It's full of rules that don't make sense. I mean, just like the doves we were just talking about too. It's just there's doves everywhere. I mean, there's nothing to see. 400 or 500 doves per hunt, and we can't do nothing about it. Even our pigeon hunts, it's just stupid, man.
I guess I didn't know. I thought Michigan was all for hunting, and
I think there's a couple bigger states or bigger cities inside the state that just kind of outrule everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I think every state's got those. We got Austin and Dallas, and those people don't like hunting too much.
I thought Austin was different, though.
No, Austin's like straight California.
Really?
If you're from California and you like to hunt, I'm sorry. But there's a lot of the people from California that don't like to hunt. A lot of them moved to Austin. And, yeah, it's just...
That's weird. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah, we're not
getting into Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that because that's not good. What kind of made you get into, like lanyard-wise? What was like your first thing that you created out of the leather, like when you first started doing it?
I made a lanyard and a duck tote. And looking back at them now, they're awful. I'm like, this is so bad. But I made a lanyard, And my buddy Eric, he was like, "Hey, I need one of those." So that's kind of what blew up the lanyards. And that lanyards are kind of our staple of what Fowler Hide Supply is. That's what we sell the most of. That's what, when we go to shows, we're going to bring the most lanyards. We're going to promote lanyards the most. But that was like the one product where I could see it was scalable. We're giving people options. So you got all the leather colors. So you got like 5 different leather colors, 13 different stitch colors, and 5 different call drop colors. So you can still make a unique call lanyard. But for us, on a business standpoint, like that was scalable to be able to do and still keep it in the States. And that was the one product that we've kind of dialed in.
Stands out from the rest.
Say it again.
Stands out from everybody else that is making lanyards.
Yeah, and that was like the one thing that I was like, we got to make something that definitely like 1 stands out, 2 is functional, and 3 that like we're gonna be able to market and push and sell. And it's definitely done pretty well for us. Yeah.
Now, for somebody that doesn't, they just got the regular paracord lanyard right now, and they see your product, they like the product, they see the price, and they're like, which obviously you're out with hour stitching, you said, all the time, and everything that goes involved with leather work. I personally get it, but like, why should people buy a leather lanyard instead of paracord?
And like we were talking before, I have a paracord lanyard. I still have my paracord lanyard. It's hanging on the wall in my room, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But I think it's the time and that goes into it. One, it's made in the United States in Lubbock, Texas. Everything from the cutting the leather. Our leather is sourced from cows in the United States. So everything is sourced from America. And then the time that goes into it. So like you said, each lanyard takes about an hour to stitch. So we have 10 employees right now that are sitting back there right now stitching lanyards. And then just the quality, too, it's got a lifetime warranty. So if anything messes up, if you keep up with it and it somehow breaks, which it's highly doubtful, you got a lifetime warranty on it. But then now it's a product that you're going to be able to keep forever and pass it down. So this product, I mean, the lanyard's never going to go bad on you if you wax it and condition it. So it's something that will last forever. And I know a paracord lanyard will last forever too. And a leather lanyard, I'll say it right now, it's not for everybody. Like if they are expensive, and when I first started hunting, I probably wouldn't buy one because I'd be that guy that's like $165. I don't know if I want to do that. But the more I got into it, like I'm just twiddling with this call right here. This Pacific Deuces call, like this a $175 call. I want to match my calls to the lanyard. I don't want to have $500, $600 worth of calls on a lanyard sitting on a $10 paracord lanyard. I kind of want to dress it out where it looks nice. When I start putting bands on it, it looks nice. Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's a statement piece. It's a show piece. You buy these expensive, nice calls because you want to show them off to people. They're beautiful pieces of art too. And that's kind of what I ask people. I'm like, all right, well, you'll spend $175 on a call, but not on a thing that's going to protect them and keep them out of the water and around your neck.
There is one thing for sure. I mean, that's a solid point. The calls alone, being that expensive, it would be hard not to buy something reliable, stick around your neck, and keep those calls safe. Because I've had it where the paracord has gotten so loose. I mean, I've lost calls multiple times from that. And yours, it's just like, it just cinches down so much tighter, it seems like.
Yeah, and once that leather, the leather drop cord, once you break it in, it kind of absorbs a little bit of water from you calling or working that leather. It'll expand, so it does cinch down. Now you can get it open, but it does cinch down, and it's not going to come apart.
Yeah, I haven't had one single issue with any of yours. I think we have 3 people that have your lanyard, and none of us have had a single issue. And I can honestly not say the same with paracord lanyard.
Yeah.
It's like that. Oh, for sure.
Again, like nothing against people who use paracord.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like I said, I think I'll hold on to mine forever, and the calls that I left on it are still hanging on it. But
it's for a select few. I mean, it's the right person, obviously, just like anything else, though. Just any other product out there. I mean, the biggest thing I'd say about a product is you get what you pay for. I mean, that's as simple as that.
Exactly. And I tell people, like, if you're ever at a trade show that we're at, like, just come by and feel it, put it on, and kind of you can feel the craftsmanship in it. You can feel the stitching and see the stitching. And that's when people are like, oh, man, like, these are hand stitch, and it's a baseball stitch. So it's when I tell people like, yeah, it takes an hour to stitch each one, they're kind of like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. I figured it was really quick, or you guys bought them from overseas and shipped them in.
No, it's all tight, not pad. I mean, it's solid all the way around.
Definitely.
It's super nice. Do you sell? I could be wrong on this. A couple years ago, was it just strictly custom calls or custom lanyards? I'm sorry. How many drops you had per lanyard?
Yeah, so we started off with the first lanyard we ever made was a full rope. So it was 2 drops on the side and then 1 on the bottom. And then we did the half rope, which is the same as the full, but it's got a flat neck, and it came with 2 drops and then 1 on the bottom. Now we have a shorty, which is a little bit shorter in profile, and then it's got 1 drop on each side and then 1 on the bottom. So we don't have it where you can say I want a full rope with 2 drops or whatever. You get your full rope, shorty, or a half, and then you still get to pick whatever colors you want. And they all come, like full will come with 2 double drops and 1 single. But if you want to switch out the single, we just tell people just shoot us a message and we can switch it out.
And the best part is you guys sell chapstick holders too. So if your lips get chapped up in there, you just throw one of them chapstick holders on there, you'd be all right.
The chapstick holder, it was kind of started as a joke. Because my brother was like making fun of me because I always had chapstick. And out here in West Texas, it's usually blowing 40 miles an hour and it's 30 degrees, so it's cold and windy, and my lips got chapped. So we'd always be in layouts, and I'm like looking for my chapstick, and he'd be like calling or birds are coming, and I'm over here screwing with my pockets trying to find my chapstick. So he made one of them, and I was like, dude, I think we could sell these. And he's like, no, there's no way we're gonna sell these. People are gonna make fun of us. So the first time we launched them, people were like laughing at them. But now, usually I'd say about 75% when someone buys a lanyard, they're gonna get a chapstick caddy because we can match the colors. But it does come in handy. Like I'm telling you, there's times that I am so happy that I have that on my lanyard. That I
For
have
sure.
right there, that I can just like throw on real quick and I'm not gonna lose it. I know where it's at.
Did I ever tell you about Devin's chapstick holder that he got like before all that? My buddy, kind of a jokester, obviously. So same thing, same instance. I think it was real cold out one winter, and we were all complaining about like chap lips and the wind and so on and so forth. He went on, I think it's Amazon, and bought us all those like dick holders that had the chapstick. Like you open up the top of the dick and like the chapstick was inside of that. So yes, thank you for making those chapstick holders because that is a lot better. So thank you for that, and tell your brother it was well worth it selling those.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, I definitely will. And it's always funny too. We'll see somebody will order a lanyard and they'll order a chapstick caddy, but it'll be like pink stitch with whatever. I'm like, oh, their wife. They definitely feel like if you're gonna get this, you get me a chapstick caddy. So
You better keep that thing on you. I'll tell you that right there.
Would that be like your number 2 seller then, other than the lanyards?
Honestly, yeah. Well, right now it's the bird watching hat is our number 2 seller. So Riley Green always wears that hat, and he promotes it pretty well. But probably third would be chapstick caddies. We sell a lot of chapstick caddies.
I mean, the bird holder. I mean, the game totes alone got to be pretty solid though too. I mean, even going back to like what we were talking about, like the antique kind of style of it, I guess. Like a turkey, imagine like carrying a turkey out with a leather strap on your back, just like the pictures. It looks sick, man.
Yeah,
It'd be awesome.
We get a lot of flack for the turkey tote because a lot of people are like, "Oh, be a man and carry a turkey out." But I'm like, if you're a couple miles in, there is a point where it's like, all right, this bird is getting pretty freaking heavy over. Or like, you can be a man all you want, but there's a point where like I'd rather choose comfort than to show my pride off. Like I'm gonna choose comfort every time. Like I have a far walk back to my truck, and I'm not gonna sit there just moving my turkey back and forth. I don't know. There's something with leather. It's cool to think that like when our great granddads or whoever it is 4 generations ago started hunting, they were using products made out of leather. They didn't have paracord or anything. Everything was made from leather. Totes, bird totes, call lanyards, whatever it probably was made out of leather. So it's cool to see that kind of coming back into the game.
It does seem that way, like that old school kind of style. Yeah.
Canvas, leather, all that.
Even the roll patch or something like that. That's kind of an old school kind of look in itself right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Even like the gunslings wise, I think that would be sweet, especially like, I don't know, getting wet and just not worrying about anything about it. I don't know, something special like for me, like the weather side of things.
That is like not holding on to that water. Like when you're in the water, it's like that. You kind of want leather, something that's not gonna like hold that water and get molded.
Yeah. And that's the good thing. We use bridle leathers. Um, it's already stuffed with oils and waxes, so it's made for bridle for making horse tack. So it's not made to suck up sweat or water or whatever it is. So it's already got a natural repellent on it. So you got to leave that thing in water for a pretty long time to actually let it start absorbing water.
Now, how long or how many times, I guess, do you need to maintenance these, like anything leather of yours?
We tell them it kind of depends on your hunting style. Like if you're hunting every day, if you're guiding, I'd probably do it every 2 weeks. I'd condition it. We sell a leather balm. It's called Quack Wax, but I mean you can go to any store and buy it over the counter conditioner or wax. But if you're running and gunning every single day, I'd say every 2 weeks. Give it a good clean with the saddle soap and then recondition it. We tell people, people are real notorious for leaving their call lanyards like on your rear view mirrors. So we tell people like this is obvious. This is leather. It's not made to sit in a 120-degree truck in the summer. So we tell people to keep it in your house, whatever it may be. Like game totes, turkey totes, I would say once a month. I mean, if you're using it a lot, you'll be able to see when your leather needs to be conditioned. If it starts cracking, you can condition it, clean it, wax it, and it'll be good to go again.
That might be, I guess, the thing that like scares some people. I guess in the beginning of it, with them not knowing or understanding, I guess what to do because let's face it, half the waterfowl hunters we're rough on our stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that I can see that.
And for us, we're going to start a new series of kind of teaching people how to take care of stuff, what to do with it, because it is kind of scary. It's like I spent 165 on this. I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to put something on it that's not supposed to go on it. I don't want to, ruin this product or make it change a different color. So we're going to start teaching people because it is kind of a scary realm if you've never messed with leather before, how to keep up with it and what to do with it.
But you said you had a lifetime warranty, correct?
It's a lifetime warranty, yeah. If you kept up with it. Like if you send it to us and we can tell like you never
Right.
put like a drop of conditioner on it. But other than that, like it's a lifetime warranty. We'll get it replaced and shipped back out to you with the new one or with your old one back to us.
See that alone though, it's just like
That's huge. The whole lanyard situation, though. Like how many lanyard companies actually have a full time, lifetime warranty?
not many.
Yeah.
I mean, probably hardly any at all. But it's just the fact that it's like the high end waders now. People don't want to spend that kind of money, which I get it. But how many neoprene waders do you run through every season? Or every 2 years you're buying a $400 pair of neoprene waders. You buy this, take care of them, lifetime warranty. Send them in if something happens, and you're good.
What waders are y'all using?
I use Sika waders.
That's the thing about here. Like I said earlier, we don't have waters. We try to tell ourselves every year, like, man, we need to buy some waders. We need Sika waders or Shin waders or whatever it is. And then like we sit down, we're like, do we really need waders? Because we don't ever. We use hip waders because our ponds are not deep. We're not leaning on trees. But when I do buy waders, because I'm gonna do it this year, because I just need waders. I tell myself that I'm like it's a lifetime warranty. If I get a hole, a rip, I can send it in. Either they're gonna send me a replacement or they're gonna fix it and send it back. So I'm a big fan of companies that offer lifetime warranties. I think it's awesome. When I first started this company, that was like one thing I wanted to establish was it shows that you have a little bit of trust in your product. Like I know this is not going to go wrong, so you can use it and abuse it, and it's gonna be good. And if for some reason it does, we're gonna make it right. So I like companies that offer lifetime warranty, which is cool.
I'm gonna say, man, you probably use waders more than I do. I mean, I'm mainly fields and a little bit of sheet water, like water in the fields that we have. I might need waders probably 2 or 3 times a year, I'd say, maybe. But yeah, it's just that it's like you were saying, the whole lifetime thing. It's just it pays for itself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I've gone through so many waders. It's not even funny. But it's because, like Rogers, it's like a year warranty. So, you put on your waders next season, it's like, there's a hole in there.
Warranty up.
Gotta go buy another pair of waders.
Exactly.
That's tough. What is some of the biggest like ups and downs, I guess, that you've had to overcome with this company? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that start companies off or I don't know, run into one situation, they're just done with it. They just kind of get out of it. Like, just don't even want to deal with it anymore. What's some possible to do to kind of overcome it like this?
I would say our first year, I mean, to be completely transparent, when I first started the business, I didn't know anything about taxes. I didn't know anything about the backside of the business, the books, accounting, and all that. So I had a lady helping me out, and we kind of got into a pickle our first year, and we did really well. And I didn't know what we were going to owe or whatever it was, and that's really when I saw how much we were going to owe. I was like, holy crap! Like I can't do this. Like I do not have the money to do this. And that's really when like we sat down and my brother, he wasn't working for me at the time. This was 3 years ago. He's like, dude, like you've come this far. Like I'm gonna be mad at you if you don't keep going. Like you're gonna find a way to figure this out. And it's kind of like a God thing because I kid you not, 3 days later, Trevor at Pacific Calls was like, hey, do y'all want to come down and set up with us at Squad Fest and we could sell some stuff? I was like, dude, let's do it. Never done a trade show. Here we go. And I'm pretty sure we made a couple dollars over the amount that we owed. So I was like, dude, this is a huge blessing. So we put all that right back into it and we were right back on it again. So that was our biggest thing, was understanding the backside of the business, understanding your books and accounting and all that. But now we're good. We're good to go now. We're never going to have that issue again. The next thing I would say would have been preparing for peak season. We had employees. We had a couple employees. We didn't have enough. So once Christmas got here, November 3rd, it blew up for us. People started ordering for Christmas. So I was like, all right, we need to put an end to this where you have to order by this time or we're not going to be able to get them products under the tree. Well, we put it December 12th or something. At the end of November, we had 300 outstanding orders. And this was our second year. It's me, my brother, and Nathan, who started the jewelry business. And I was like, holy crap, we're not going to be able to do this. We do not have enough hands to stitch 300 lanyards. So that's when our neighbors, my buddies, my mom, my dad, Drew's wife, everybody came together and started working. But it really showed us all right, we need to prepare for busy season, and in the off season, that's when that preparation happens. So right now we have about 600 to 800 lanyards sitting on standby for trade shows for the busy season. So when season gets here, it's we can just we're already pushing them. We're not having to worry about prepping and making and doing any of that. So that's kind of one thing we learned is the good thing about there's a double-edged sword. Waterfowl season, there's an on and off season. The off season, we're obviously not going to be selling a whole lot or making a bunch, but that gives us a lot of time to prepare for the busy season. So that's kind of one thing that we've learned is take advantage of the slow time.
It's not just doing things, the things behind the scene are what really drives companies. Nobody notices it until they want it. They can't get it just because you're behind the ball or whatever it may be.
And that's the one thing that eats at me as a business owner that I will never be able to get over. And I try to tell myself it's out of your control what you can control. People sometimes, a lot, not everybody, we have people that think we're Amazon and we can ship stuff off right away. But I'm it takes us especially during season, it's going to take us 3 weeks to get you your product. And I promise you, we are working our butts off from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. every night trying to get stuff out. But we try to get that point across to people hey, it's going to take a while. Your product is usually going to be handmade right there. We might have it on the shelf. If not, we're going to have to prep it, make it, and there's a line of people, especially during Christmas. So, yeah, that's one thing. If anybody has a business out there, just kind of plan out your business from slow to peak and get everything prepared where you're not having to fall in a rut and you're having to dig yourself out in a short span of time.
I guess that was my next question, and maybe you got more. That was kind of the answer of it. Any new business owners trying to get into the industry, would that kind of be the same tip, I guess, that you would have?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. If take advantage of the time. If things aren't selling or it's slow season from March to September, that's the time where, all right, now we're really going to put wheels on the ground and we're going to start making stuff. We're going to start getting content ready. We're going to start prepping. We're going to start reaching out to the industry people and seeing what we can do together and partner and retail or whatever it may be. And that's the one thing if you're trying to get into the industry is get in touch with people in the industry already. Work with companies. Don't corner yourself and don't say like, oh, I don't want to work with anybody. I'm going to do it on my own, because the people in the industry are your biggest assets. Because once you're in it, like you guys know, it's a small industry. It's a tight niche industry. Every company owner knows each other. And all the employees that work for these companies usually know each other. They all know each other at trade shows. So work with everybody. Try to be transparent with each company on what you can and can't do with them, and don't burn bridges because once you burn one, it's going to spread like wildfire.
That is one of the things where it's like they might be selling the same product at the end of the day, but they still talk to each other. They're still talking about what's going on or who's this, who's that. It's a good point, like the burning bridges aspect of it all. It's like just try to do things the right way. One, obviously, but two, like if there's a bridge or something that's you're not agreeing with or a problem, do it professionally. Just don't, like you said, just don't burn a bridge. Don't ruin opportunities for yourself in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people do that, unfortunately. But it's I don't know. It's a trial and error. At the end of the day, it's tough.
Yeah.
Everyone talks though.
Well, for sure. People talk more than
Yeah.
you even think. I mean, we talk about it on here too, where say people are talking about the podcast wise, and we don't even think that it's something crazy, but people are still talking.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yep, it is, and that's what's crazy. Like outside looking in, if you would think like, man, this industry is huge, it's massive, but like once you get
It's
into
not.
it, it's really not that. It's really not that big of an industry, and it's pretty tight niche. Everybody, and usually like right now, it seems like everybody's working together and helping each other out, and that's the name of the game. Like you got to be able to help people out. From if they're trying to start up, or if they need help collabing, or if they need or whatever it is, like you might as well help these people, because someday
You might come back in a positive way for you.
Yeah,
That's what's even tough for this podcast. Wise, like me and Chris try to get podcasts out. Try to get 3 or 4 of them lined up, and we try to bust out. Let's say I don't know what 2 to 5 a week. We try to do just to kind of get content in advance for people. That way we're able to be consistent with every Monday posting. Same thing. People don't see the behind the scenes work that we put in all the time and effort, but it's just keep making people happy, I guess. And it's just is what it is, and hopefully, obviously, it pays off.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing too. Like kind of what you said. Hopefully, it pays off. Is if you're starting a business or a podcast or whatever it is, just I mean, you're gonna grind, take those steps, but at some point you're gonna look up and like, holy crap, like we did something. Like just like with y'all setup right now, you probably built that, and now you look back, you're like, dude, we got a sweet podcast studio. We're talking to these big companies. I'm not like saying me, I'm not big.
Yeah.
One day, like you're gonna look back and like, holy crap, like we've talked to some cool people. Like this is, and that's the cool thing about it is if you just put your head down, grind, do the right thing, like good things are gonna come from it.
Which we were saying that about you before the podcast and before Chris called you.
Not at all, dude. Not at all. We're not big.
But it's like that the video I showed you the other day, though. It's like the podcast room here. So
It's bare.
we started off in a small upstairs little room at my. It's kind of a long story. A buddy that started this actual podcast for a podcast before I got invited onto it. We were upstairs at his ex-mother-in-law's place and just was doing it there.
Yeah.
I reached out, got this whole building. We got it upstairs, we got downstairs, we got the podcast studio, obviously, in here. Like I said, kind of looking back, and even when we first moved into here and taking over the whole show-wise, it's just kind of nuts how everything's unfolding. Reaching that, almost 10.5 now, followers on Instagram. It's kind of crazy how it's like, why? I guess. You know what I mean? Like, why are that many people following us or liking what we're doing? It's surreal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
100%. And
It's,
you got next to a river, so that's even cooler.
that is true. Yeah, that is true. Have you ever walleye fished at all?
Dude, no, I haven't. I've never walleye. I mean, down here we have striper. We got a lot of striper, bass, largemouth. There's some smallies, but we've never walleyed.
I don't know what your season's looking like this year with how busy you are, but maybe we could get some time and.
Trip. I was saying earlier, if you tell us, like, we will make a trip places to go do fun stuff. Like we'll find time.
It would be nice in the springtime too. If you said you turkey hunt a lot, correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if you've ever shot any Eastern before either. So I mean, that'd be a bucket list check right there. And then that's when the walleye. I mean, the fall are too, but the springtime is when they're really cruising.
Dude, that'd be fun. Yeah, we only shoot. We got a lot of Rios down here. Went to Kansas, but Kansas still had Rio. So, yeah, that's a trip up there is a bucket list trip for sure. That'd be awesome. We should make that happen.
Or even during like deer season.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go to Cabela's and at least let you see a walleye swimming in their tank or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. I saw one.
What does Kansas have? They have Barians, right? No, too. Barian,
So, we were hunting like southern Kansas. They have Rios. I want to say pushing up more north, it's Merriam's, but I could be lying to you. I haven't hunted up there.
it's kind of weird. Like Kansas is just a weird state in general.
They're kind of.
The diversity of it all is just insane.
Yeah, I know they got massive deer like the deer you have behind you. They got big old deer in Kansas.
It'd be a lot bigger if I actually had one hanging up on the wall, man. I stopped deer hunting for about 10 years, and we just got this property from our waterfowl property. Like the farmer was like, "Hey, I just bought this piece. Do you want it? If not, I'm going to lease it out." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take that. I'll get back into this." Had a few opportunities last year. My sister had walked in front of her by about 20-yard broadside, 40 for her first deer ever.
Low 140.
Well, yeah, it was huge for her first deer. I was like, all right, just take the time, right behind the shoulder, like we talked about. Just squeeze the trigger. It was crossbow, and she's like, I can't see nothing. Like, what are you talking about? You can't see nothing. Like, it's just squeeze the trigger. It's right here. Like, it was so close where you could feel the ground like moving when it was chasing the still around. She had her neck gaiter over her nose and fogged up the scope on the crossbow. She couldn't see nothing, and I didn't know whether to like shove her down and like just start yelling or just what I actually did obviously was just kind of talking like some confidence back into the situation, but. Yeah, I wanted to like strangle her. Like it was one of those things, man. It sucked.
Your mind's telling you to. All right, we gotta think logical here, but your heart's just like, gosh, oh my.
Yes, she's had some bad luck though, man. Because last year during turkey season, she missed. She had a one tom come in, and one she missed that one. She had 5 other toms come in, and she missed one, or I mean, you can say whatever on that. And then this year the goal was one to try to get her a deer and then one for her first turkey. She got her first turkey, thank God. I was shitting bricks the entire time. Because it's like one of those things where you're trying to get somebody involved, and if they keep on going through those downspouts, like eventually they're not going to want to come back out.
The video though, after she shot it, Kyle's like, "Oh my God, you got it!
You did it! Yeah, they're gonna think this is the dumbest thing ever. This never works."
She started crying. I was pumped up, man. It was just like the birds, like. Just stone on the ground. I don't know. It's just like those kind of moments is like what we were talking about before about like the non-guiding and guiding kind of situations. Those are the moments where I'm glad I don't do any of that stuff. It's just for like friends and family. Like, memories that you'll never forget, I guess, at the end of the day.
Definitely. 100%.
Going back to Fowler Hide, what is one moment like, oh shit, we made it.
Say it one more time.
Like the oh shit, we made it. Like holy crap, this thing is like actually rolling. Where I started from nothing. I can't believe it.
I would say probably at Delta last year. I'm trying to think what show we were at. We were at one show where we had customer after customer come up. They're like, "Man, I see y'all on Instagram and TikTok and." We sold a lot that show and we did really well. And like getting back to Lubbock, we're like, holy crap. Like, I think people kind of know who we are now, and before people would come up and kind of talk to us, then we'd have to give them like the spiel about Fowler Hide Supply, which we still do all the time. But there was one show that we got back, we're like, dude, I think like we were doing something. Like, I think we were on the map, like we're doing well. And another cool thing is when we work with companies, like there's big companies that obviously that we watch on YouTube or we follow on Instagram and they want to do stuff together. It's cool to talk to them and be able to collab with them. And it's like, man, like these big companies know who we are and they're wanting to do stuff. And it kind of goes back to, just keeping up with people in the industry, and those people are going to lead you in the right direction. And if you get your foot in the door with someone, they're going to be like, hey, I know this person who thinks your product is sweet and I want to introduce you to him. So it's always cool to get those introductions with big names where you're like, man, I literally listen to your podcast, or I watch you on YouTube, and now we're talking on the phone, and we're gonna collab on a product. So those are the times where we're like, dude, like I think we're doing something here, and we're in the right track.
That's got to be one of the best feelings, I guess.
Yeah, it's
I remember we were at a show last year and we had a guy stop us. They were like, "Hey, you guys are the ones that do the podcast, right?" And it's like, oh shit.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. You even listen to it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like you don't even think that, man. It's just
There was,
I don't
there
know.
was one time it's only happened once. We were in an airport in Dallas, and my brother had a hat on, and the lady was behind us, and she was like, "Oh, that's a cool hat. I think I have that same hat." And she was like, "Do you guys know them?" And Drew was like, "Oh yeah, like we work over there." And like later on, she comes up, she goes, "You don't work over there. You guys own it. You guys own it." I was like, yeah, we do. And that was a cool moment. Like someone pointed it out. They're like, "Oh, like that's a cool hat. I have that same one." So that was pretty cool.
I mean, even the fact that you said Riley's wearing your,
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
That was pretty cool. So we got a bunch of product to him, and he started wearing it. And at all his concerts, he wears the lanyard on his microphone, so it's always hanging right there. And it's really cool. Anytime he posts a video, or he does a music video, or he's on stage singing, and we see our product, I'm like, all right, now that's
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 sick,
sweet.
man. Like, there's no taking anything away from that. Like,
No.
one of the
Yeah.
top country artists in the world right now, and he's wearing you guys' stuff up on stage.
It's always funny because my mom, she'll send me a text with like she'll screenshot it and send it to me, and she gets all excited. I'm like, I know it's cool.
Your baby boy made it somewhere, ma.
Yeah, you're doing something good.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's I seen your camo lanyard today too.
Yeah.
That looks sick.
That is because that's new, right? Newer.
So we're doing those for a trade show exclusive. So that's like a product we only sell at trade shows. So that's another thing. If you're starting a business, do trade show exclusives. Get people to your booth. But that's a lanyard where like we really toyed around with it for the longest time, wanting to put it on the website and sell it. But I wanted to make it a product where like a lot of people are traveling a far ways away to come to these shows. So it's kind of like you're putting the effort in. Like, we'll let's return the favor for y'all. Here's like something that is really bad. It's sweet, and it's only something that you can get. So we're gonna have those at Squad Fest, Delta, and Ducks, and we might have them at the Shin Film Fest. But yeah, those we're excited about those. Those are gonna be cool.
I mean, just alone on top of it being a leather lanyard. I mean, who could say they got a camo leather?
Yeah, and we're in the process of trying to do different camos. Like the one we got, it's real generic, like I guess you call it like an army camo. And we were real concerned about it at first. I was like, man, this is gonna look too army-ish. But once you cut it into a strip and stitched it, it doesn't really look like that. It looks like a cool camo pattern. But we're working on trying to get some more like mossy oak patterns and like more patterns that people know nowadays, which I think would be cool.
Yes, but then it'd be tough to find it if it gets dropped at the same time. That would be one of those lanyards that you would hate to, because
You gotta put a tracker device in it.
that might not be a bad idea right there. An air tag holder for your lanyard.
A deer? Oh, what is it?
That air tag.
Oh,
Like-
dude, I will go get it right now. We're in the process of making them. So
Okay, look at that.
we have a template made up. We have a kid.
Heck yeah.
We have a kid named Lincoln that works here. He's a sophomore at high school, and he was a neighbor, and he's kind of helped out along the way when we were in the garage, and now we've hired him on. And he actually brought up the idea. He's like, man, we need to do an air tag because I keep losing my keys or my wallet. Like, he's losing everything. So we're gonna make it, and we're gonna call it the LinkedIn because he wants it to be like Lincoln. So we're like, we'll call it the LinkedIn, where you're linked in with all your products, whatever it is. So, yep.
Sick.
Shout out to Lincoln. I don't know if he's gonna listen to this, but yep.
Because that's one thing. Like on the river, I always hear like just horror stories. I mean, people with full lanyards, bands, and everything just dropped in the water, and 18, 19 foot of water, you're gone.
You're not going over either.
You better have a strong magnet or something. You know what I mean? It's just
More
yes.
people, trucks getting broke into, getting stolen. I'm like, dude, I would not leave. That's just me, but I'm not leaving my lanyard in a truck.
I got one horror story on that. I got a guy that I know. He had a full lanyard with a collar, I think one collar on it. It was all from Michigan. Had it up on his rear view mirror, and someone busted out his back window and
Just
stole
to get
something.
that. That's crazy.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
yes. Why is the
people-
right question? Like, why would you even like leave that hanging out there? The right person sees that. I mean,
It's gone.
as stupid as that sounds, yes, it's gone.
Yep.
Why you got anything, Chris?
I mean, you obviously have you're coming out with a lot of different products now. I noticed. Like, what's next?
So our next is gonna be we're doing a dog line. So we're gonna do dog collars, leashes, and like training leads, short training leads. So we're gonna do that. Man, we're bringing them to shows. We're gonna launch them at the shows, but we're gonna launch them to the public online the end of August. So that'll kind of get us going into dog training stuff, summertime, and kind of get us into the market of you don't have to be a hunter to buy our products. Anybody who has a dog could buy a leash or a collar or a lead. So we're excited about those. And then going into waterfowl season, we really don't have any new waterfowl products. I think what we have coming up. We're thinking about doing a shorty half rope, where it's just the same short lanyard but a half rope on the neck. But that won't be for another year. But I mean, the main line that we're going to launch is that dog line that we're coming up with.
I think that'd be huge too.
Are you guys able to do like custom like leather designs on that kind of stuff, or even like your game totes where like you put names or companies or whatever on that?
So we can't do any like hand tooling just because it takes so much time, but we're going to offer it where they can order a brass plate where we're going to laser engrave like the name of the dog, the address, and information like that, and we can rivet it on. But nothing that we're going to stamp. It'll all be just like laser engraved on a brass plate that's riveted onto the collar.
Yeah.
I'm excited about those. I think those are gonna. And the leather I got, it's a new leather coming from Herman Oak. So those are the people who are where we get our leather from. It's all American source, and it is a sweet leather. I'm stoked about this one. It'll be cool.
That is huge. Just alone is all American made, USA, not outside.
It's another selling point right there.
You
too.
can't find a lot of companies that do it anymore. You really can't, unfortunately.
Yep. And if it is coming from overseas, it's getting only more expensive because of the tariffs. So I can't imagine having to go through that right now.
Yes.
That's another thing. We don't got to talk about that.
Yes. The one thing I will say about all of that is the shotgun shells.
Yeah.
People just need to be aware about that kind of stuff. And I'll just leave it at that because with the tariffs that you were saying, it's going to be tough. People just need to be aware of all of that.
Fire yourselves soon.
Yes. What shows are you going to this year? You said Ducks, Delta, Squad Fest.
Yeah, so Squad Fest is going to be July 18th and the 19th in St. Louis at their new headquarters, at Dive Bomb's headquarters. We got Delta in Oklahoma City, July 25th, 26th, and then Ducks in Memphis at their Pyramid, and that's August 1st through the 3rd. And then the Shin Festival is October. Oh gosh, I just got in touch with them over like a couple days ago, so I don't know that one off the top of my head.
Pyramid would be sick. Have you ever been there?
I've driven by. Actually, I have. Yeah, me and my buddy Eric, we drove up to Long Island to go duck hunt up in Long Island, and we stopped in it. It's pretty cool. It's awesome.
You guys go to like NWTF and all or no?
Yeah, we'll go to NWTF, but that'll be February. So this last February, we went to it for the first time, and that show is insane. I mean, the amount of people, it was crazy, and I'd never seen anything like it. So that was another show. I was like, this is wild. But we'll be at that one again.
You're saying we got to go.
I think this year we just got to bite the bullet and do it.
We gotta go to NWTF. NWTF is wild.
There was an opportunity where Migra invited us out 2 years ago now. Not this past one, but the one before that. It was just too short notice for us to get down there with those guys, and it was just I don't know. I still regret it. Just even though it was short notice, I still regret not doing that.
It's a fun time.
Where can people find you at, man? On social media wise, where can people find you at?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and it's all just Fowler Hide Supply. So you can find us on all those platforms. YouTube, we're trying to slowly get into the YouTube game. We're just technologically not advanced here, so we're trying to find someone who knows what's going on to get us into that realm. And then, I mean, if you want to buy anything, it's all just FowlerHideSupply.com. You can hop on. My personal cell phone's on there, so if you got any questions, just shoot me a call. We have people calling all the time, and our emails are on there. You can just holler at us, and we'll get back to you ASAP. But yeah, those are all the platforms that you can find us.
I'm sure your phone did not stop ringing.
It does not stop ringing.
Yes,
You know, that was one thing that if customer service was like big for us. Like if someone, we try to get to people as fast as we can. Sometimes we miss them because there's so many messages, but that was one thing I wanted to make it really easy for someone to get in touch if they had a question or if they just wanted to talk to us or whatever it is. But it is getting to the point where it's like, okay, I gotta set like at a time from like 8 a.m. to 5 you can call.
yes.
Those hours do not call. My phone is gonna go to voicemail.
Because you work so wherever you're going.
Yeah, that's huge. So it's like you back your company that much that customers can call you and talk to you about the product.
It's funny when people call and I'll like, hey, this is Drew or this is Cameron or any of the employees will answer and they're like, oh, hello. I'm like, yes, can we help you? They're like, oh, I didn't think anybody was gonna answer. I was like, we're in here like working right now. What's going on? How can we help you? So it's pretty cool when they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think anybody was going to answer the phone. I'm like, no, yeah, we got you.
Sweet. Well, you got any other questions? Nothing good. You got any questions for us?
Man, you just let me know what dates I need to come up. We'll come smack some birds. Or if y'all come to NWTF, it'd be sweet to set up like a booth. If y'all want to do like an on-site podcast, we can pull some other companies in, do like an on-site podcast. I think that'd be cool.
We can do it.
We did a lot, so I think we get that planned for next year and make something happen.
I'll get your number from Chris and get into a chat and set some stuff up, man. I look forward to that for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all don't flood away these next couple of days with all that rain.
I want it, to be honest with you, because there's been some times where we have one hole that we just bust the mallards out like crazy, and we need the rain for it.
Yeah.
I mean, all turkey season we had just geese and ducks jumping into the thing, and when it gets flooded, it'll be. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be flooded corn this year again, but it's going to be another flooded bean field.
Yeah.
Man, it's wicked. And hopefully it gets flooded and we can get you up here for that.
Dude,
that'd
that'd be
be experience.
Definitely. We'll bring our camera crew and get it all filmed and everything.
That'd be awesome.
Sweet.
I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate everything. I appreciate for just meeting you today, for example. It's just it was a pleasure and look forward to talking with you more and setting some stuff up for the future, man.
Definitely, man. It was good meeting y'all, and hopefully we see y'all at the shows.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Appreciate
So,
it.
Chris, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody tuning in on this week's podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Catch y'all later.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.